It's a quick video on logback configuration. So in your web XML file, there's a context parameter down here that specifies the location of the logback configuration file to use. So if I go look at the webimp config logback.xml, so I'll get my file explorer here and I'll go to config and logback XML. You'll notice I have some comments up here that basically talk about how logback is used, but this is the configuration file that is used. And it has only one parameter that's needed, and that's this configuration path. If you need to have this located in a different area, you need to come in and physically change this path. So once it opens up that logback XML, you have the ability to format things and put in different logger options. So here I have an appender, and this is the console appender. As you can see, you can name it whatever you want, but based on the console appender right here, this is how you're going to format anything that gets logged to the console. So I put in the context name, which is your web application name, the level and the date, and then I give the message. And I limit it to 25 characters so you don't get crazy with the message. Now in the rolling file appender, this one is where you really want to do the core of your logging, and you can be more detailed. And you'll notice that we have the servlet context file path and the application name. So if I go out and I look at what this means, is if I go out here to my web app and I look at these log files, that is where those log files are being specified. Is with this configuration right here, because it's using the servlet context path and then the application name. And the rolling, I have it set up to have 3 files. You'll see here I have a min and a max and the current one, so there's 3 files. And you can specify the size, and again, here's the formatting. One thing I want to point out real quick that's important is you can specify the default level of what you want logged for everything by setting the level here to be either info or debug or error or warn or whatever the various things that you might be interested in. And that's just a global, that sets those values globally for the appenders. So the console appender and the rolling file appender that were defined above. Now there's also a couple of special things that you can do if you want to, let's say that you're wanting to debug your Spring Security and you want to see all the messages that come out of that branch of code. What you can do is you can come in here and you can specify a logger and you can specify the level. So you want to say any class, this name thing means any class that begins with that path. Then you want to dump out, when I say level of debug, that means I'm going to see pretty much every message that is available within any object that has a package of org Spring Framework security and below. You'll notice here I also did one for debug for any of the IBIS objects that have debug set that is underneath the ibisph.web package. So any object below that has that package name that matches this name will have its debug output captured. So that's pretty much it. There's a ton of options. Lots of information out there on the web on how to configure logback. Logback can be configured to send you email notifications on errors. You can configure your log files to go in a variety of places. It's very powerful. Lots of information that's way beyond the scope of this video, but hope that basic information helps. And as always, please feel free to give me a call if you have any questions.